Sorry, what was a Daily Bulge for a second?
Naughty. That's shouldn't have said that. But hello, everybody. We've got another episode. Yay! We took a week break, but we've managed to drag along the Connor, as you can see on our screens. Would you like to talk about yourself a little bit?
What would you like to know? What?
Just say things.
I'm an 18-year-old man.
Okay.
No, like you
may know me as Jimmy Goodchild.
Hey.
Unbound Entertainment lad.
As Unbound Entertainment. So I got really awkward there. Hello.
Fine.
Okay, as usual, you have a pig and Thomas, who's no longer a pig. I don't know what he is actually.
I'm Danny Butterman from Hot Fuzz, but the image has been a bit swirled a little bit.
It looked like a warped Matt Smith.
TP. No, it's Nick Frost. It's Nick Frost.
That's the only time Nick Frost and Matt Smith are ever going to look alike. Jesus. Right.
Yeah. So we dragged this person on because we're good friends with these people. We're good friends with this person, and decided, let's get something different on. Because recently,
and now they're instantly regretting it.
Deep down, yeah, but let's not say that. Wait.
Yeah.
Okay, don't take that seriously.
Well, recently we've been thinking just about like the Doctor Who content, and Connor, you're the first one who's you've never really done any Doctor Who content, really.
I've dabbled.
You're doing that. You've dabbled. You've dabbled with Torchwood and that, but
there was also a god awful Jimmy Goodchild Doctor Who parody called Doctor Pooh that I made, which is somewhere on the internet, but I hate it. So anyway,
we don't see it.
So the only two times I've dabbled with, really dabbled with that is Torchwood the Real World, and then
which was great. I loved it.
Nice. Yeah, so like I said,
and its sequel, which will be coming soon. Yeah.
Yes, the sequel that I wrote 2 years ago and still haven't made, but it's all written, it's all there, it exists.
Yeah, it is.
I'd like to say this because I feel like I should, but like recently, the podcast has done quite well. Majority of the episodes have been well received. Like last episode's got like bloody hell, 133 views now. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Well done.
Well, for a podcast, that's quite a lot.
Yeah.
And if you didn't see, I've.
But then again, you could see it's just banking on our star, Nathan. Who it will. To be honest, it was really kind of a good time for Nathan. But we're hoping we're going to have a good time with Connor as well, because
we have a good time.
We shouldn't judge it all by. Yeah, we shouldn't judge it all just by one person, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a good time.
Yeah.
Let's just say that. So don't feel left out.
Of course. Yeah.
And sorry, why am I laughing?
Yeah, again, like we're branching out this time because we're not going with somebody who's mainly Doctor Who oriented. We're going with somebody who we know and likes Doctor Who, but just doesn't use it as like a means to an end, sort of like how we've had like everybody else who has. But anyway, Doctor Who is a means to an end. It can be good or bad. It just depends on where you come from and what you do with it.
It's your viewpoint. If you like all that, you can stay around because we probably there's a good chance we'll have that again.
I will mainly be talking about Doctor Who projects, so
of course,
stick around for that.
Let's, we'll get into that in a bit.
Because I think there's something that you two don't know that I'm working on. So.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah. Do you want to tell you about it now? I'll tell you about it now, or if you're still talking I can.
Well, let's get into that in a moment.
Yeah.
You may have noticed that I've redecorated, and I don't care if you don't like it because I like it. and the channel's done really well recently. We're on 132 subs, which is the highest I've ever been, which I'm very happy about.
Yeah.
So I'd like to say a thanks to those people. I'd also like to thank everyone that comes on here and even the people who watch the stuff. And I'm surprised people do, because it's just basically 3 or 4 people rambling.
Yeah.
Surprisingly good content, people. Well, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Oh yeah. Oh
You're
yeah.
welcome.
You may have
I thought I said
noticed
that.
I dropped a crap Doctor Who audio teaser. Yeah, I'm sorry if you had to listen to it. I know what went wrong. I know what was good, of course.
Yeah.
That would be probably getting. There's a chance I might get remade, but let's wait out, because things are going relatively okay. I've pitched out to a few people, which is good stuff, and I'll discuss it privately in detail if you don't mind later on, you Thomas.
Yep. Don't mind.
Yeah. So things on the good horizon. We didn't do one last week for reasons, and I think if you watched the last episode of the podcast at the start, we did mention what was the cause, and yeah, we pretty much we know what it is. But so we took a week's break and decided to come back strong. We've dragged Connor on against his will, and he's going to talk about his stuff.
Yeah,
you may talk about your own stuff now.
Yeah, sure.
Talk.
Go ahead. Right. I don't know if you two are familiar with Liam Egan. Do you know him?
Liam Egan.
I'm pretty sure he was in the Odyssey chat once or something.
He was, yeah.
Anyway,
I can remember.
He's doing his own Doctor Who fan audio series, and I've agreed to write an episode. I'm about halfway through it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's called Spexophobia, and it features. People laugh at that title. But it's a genuine thing. Spexophobia is the fear of wasps.
I guess it was a genuine thing. I was just thinking, why is sexophobia Doctor Who episode, which I'm really interested in.
Spec.
Oh, spec. That's it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Spexophobia, and so basically, put my teeth in now. Thanks, Thomas. Thank you for that. Spexophobia is the fear of wasps, and so you can guess at what the villain of the story is.
I totally guess where you're on about. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know where you're going.
So it's partly set on Peladon, partly set in a pre-class Coal Hill school. So it goes in the two locations because there is a war on Peladon where the King of Peladon and the Galactic Federation have taken over the Silphrax galaxies, where all the Vesperform hives are. And so they're harvesting these hives to get morphic residue, which is obviously what Vesperform leave behind. And for all intents and purposes, in this story, that's what the hives are made of. And so they're taking away their homes, and there's other stuff going on with Peladon, but then there's a war between the Vesperform and Peladon. Within that, there are these rogue Vesperforms who are trying to infiltrate Peladon, and they have. At the beginning of the story, they have been successful. But then they're arrested, taken away by the Jadoon, and but eventually they escape and fall through a crack in time, which leads them to Coal Hill School. Peladon then call upon the Doctor and companion Alexis, and the Doctor has to go and track them down and bring them back to Peladon, where they can face trial with the Galactic Federation. And then there's all sorts of twists and turns in the story as well. It's actually really cool. It's a lot better than how I've described it. I'm just useless at describing my own things, so I apologise for that.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, it's perfect. So, no, don't need to worry.
That's something that's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
I've also got to be careful what I say, because I could spoil a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I understand, but I quite commend you. You're doing something that I haven't seen in anything fan made really, and Good job. I do wish.
I'm trying with the story. The initial idea of it was to mix classic Who and new Who as such, and sort of bring them and tie them together quite neatly. And so you have all the Peladon stuff. So you have the lore behind Peladon, then you have the Vesper form and modern Coal Hill, and so it all ties in together.
Right, I see. Yeah, okay. Sorry.
Swiftly on.
I'm not the best at replying to questions. So if it seems like I don't really care, I do, but it's just the way I word things. Sorry about that.
And I just
That's right.
It was the same thing with other people like Nathan and all that.
It was mainly with Nathan. It was mainly with Nathan. Yeah.
Yeah, we've discussed that though. So
yeah,
it's
totally
fun times.
Totally, it was me who had more of the problems because Nathan just kept overcomplicating Nathan with my questions and that. But then again, that's what happens when you meet somebody who's from the old times and you just want to ask, what about those old times? And that
nostalgia kicks in. I have a question for you, Connor. Are you a fan of the classic fan films or fan audios? Or have you seen any?
I'm not that familiar with a lot of them, to be honest with you.
Is there any of them that you have watched though?
I've got to think a while back. One I saw was the Batman March one, Plastic Treachery, but that was years ago.
Oh yeah, Plastic Treachery. I remember that. Yeah.
That was quite good. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not really that familiar with it, to be honest with you. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I do. Oh, I just checked it again. It's still there. I didn't realise it was. Oh, hello, Gunther. Okay. I don't know what language that is. Sorry. All right. Do you want to talk about anything regarding Doctor Universe related, like the Torchwood stuff?
I can do in a minute, yeah.
We're not going to force you into anything.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Well, I have to lead us up, but like, why are you doing Torchwood? Because I know a few people have done it, but not loads of people.
It's the most interesting. It's Torchwood, but it doesn't feature Captain Jack. So it's based on Torchwood 4, and the idea of Torchwood 4 has always been, of course, in the show it's always been a mystery. No one knows what happened to it, and so that was why I made the real world. That was in 2016. Blimey. So that's why I made that. So I thought, right, I'll do a story about Torchwood 4 and how it gets destroyed, and it gets destroyed at the end of that. Spoiler alert. But one of the leader, as such, survives, and so that's where the sequel leads us. But the sequel to that, which is Torchwood Integral, is 20 years into, actually no, 21 years into the future. So it was set in 1966 for the real world. It's 1987 for Integral.
Well, yeah, that's quite intriguing.
So,
and said, please, like, go forward with that because it's an unexplored region.
I just wanted to ask a question. Since it's talking about like Torchwood in the past, have you listened to any of the Torchwood Big Finish audios for inspiration?
I've listened to a few. Well, there was, when I released the real world, there was only the first few in the range. I think there was about 6 by the time that I made that, and so I'd only listened to a couple, like The Conspiracy and One Rule. Those were the 2 that I'd listened to. So and the structure of it, if you listen to it, it's very similar to the structure of The Conspiracy, as in it's the main protagonist talking to the audience.
I was thinking of more one of the later ones that came in 2017 actually, because after 2016 they started doing a bit more into kind of like the like spin-offs and like there's one in Torchwood Los Angeles and that, and
yeah.
That's where I know where somebody got an inspiration to get elements from that. So I just thought, did you get any inspiration for?
No, mine was literally I was literally watching Everything Changes, and that Torchwood 4 line came up, and I thought, ooh, wouldn't that be interesting? And so and then I thought, right, I like the 60s, I'll set it in the 60s.
Ah, nice.
So, nice. And so that's what I did.
Strangely enough, I always thought maybe also Miracle Day as well. Have you ever watched Miracle Day? Anything like that? Actually, I was going to ask how much of Torchwood have you watched?
I've watched all of them up to the first episode of Miracle Day. That's as much as I can watch of Miracle Day. I can't watch any more of it than that.
I've watched all of Miracle Day. You miss out on some bits. There's
I've seen like clips of all the other episodes and stuff, but I've never been able just to sit down and watch them all.
There's one or two episodes which I think you'll like if you like elements in that, and because when I totally
I think I know which one you're on about. Yeah. I think I know which one you're on about.
Even Immortal Sins.
I don't know which episode which. That doesn't make it any clearer. That doesn't make it any clearer.
The one where basically Jack and got a guy called Angelo in the 1920s. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. Yeah. Right. That's my personal favourite of the series because it really isn't Torchwood Miracle Day. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The thing is,
and whenever the series went to Cardiff, like whenever they changed it over to Cardiff, I was just like, yeah, this is.
They go back to Cardiff in that one, do they?
They go back to Cardiff a little bit. Like Gwen goes back to Cardiff in a couple of episodes, and then I think the 9th episode is mainly set in Cardiff, and then they go to Shanghai for some reason.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah. I totally wouldn't. But I totally get what you mean. Like you watch the first episode and that's it. I totally wouldn't watch to the end because I think if you know the ending's got a bit of a cliffhanger.
I know the ending. I know the ending.
Exactly.
I know the ending.
Like even the book that came afterwards, like Exodus Code, was just, if you don't mind me saying, it was just a bit subpar. Really, it was just like a bit of like a new pilot with other stuff, and it didn't really answer anything from Miracle Day and that. It just seemed more like a pilot for John Barrowman and Carol Lee Barrowman's version of it, which went into the Titan comics for some reason, and then I was just like,
they had the Vervoids in that, didn't they?
No,
in
exactly.
The Titan comics.
Yeah, they did.
Where did that come into it?
I can't remember. Are you talking about Doctor Who or Torchwood? Because if it's Doctor Who, I might know more.
It was in Torchwood. They had the Vervoids turn up, didn't they, in the comics?
The Torchwood comics only had a bit of a short run, so to be honest, I think maybe it could have been one or two of them. Sorry about that. Sorry, I just like to go on run, wasn't that? Hey, that's how you get into conversations.
That's good. That's good if you go.
Back to talking about the real world. How I initially thought of it would have been, I approached it as if it was a series finale as such. I'd had all the other characters and stories in my head already, and so I thought, right, kind of make it big. So you get my character Scott Thrower leaving the Torchwood base, going off to Rainbow Valley, meeting the villain's family. So the villain's family is in fact the ally, whereas it's. And then the last 5-10 minutes, everything ramps up. So you have, I think it was in the space of 2 minutes, there's 3 or 4 different deaths. In all it. And then in the last couple of minutes, there is a cameo from the 12th Doctor in there, voiced by Christopher Thompson. So that was cool. Yes. That was nice of him to do that.
Oh, so you get 12.
But the whole reason for that cameo was because Scott Thrower isn't a character that I created myself. It's a character taken from one of the comics. I think it was the IDW Comic Annual 2011 or 2012, either one of them.
Yeah,
so
it might be
Scott-
it might have been for the first run of the comics when they did that, and then yeah.
So Scott Thrower was he was a rogue time agent like Captain Jack, and he was the antagonist of that story, and he was trying to trick the Doctor into thinking, oh, all the Time Lords are still alive, and I can't remember clearly what happened in the rest of the story now, but all I can remember is at the end of the story, the Doctor oh yeah, now I remember. So for that whole story, Scott Thrower wants to be young again. He wants to be rejuvenated. He wants his youth back. At the end of that, the Doctor shoots. Scott Thrower with some sort of gun, and Scott Thrower's reversed back to being a child. And if you think that the Doctor shooting someone and turning them back into a child is uncharacteristic anyway, what he does next will shock you even more. The Doctor takes the child version of Scott Thrower, takes him to a children's home in Scotland in 1965, and leaves him there, only for Captain Jack to turn up with a minibus.
Oh no!
At the end of it.
No, I totally know where
Yeah.
it's going now. Oh Jesus!
Oh,
Yeah, and that's how it ended. That's how it ended.
If I should laugh at the sight of Jack Harkness driving a minibus or not.
Well, it wasn't even a minibus.
Have you watched
Children
of Earth? Have you watched Children of Earth?
No, because I need to, but I've never had time to get into
it makes sense.
Right, it will make more. That will make more sense to you when you watch Children of Earth, because trust me, it makes more sense to me because I watched it, and it's that's why I'm going. No.
I apologise for sinning against.
But there is a gap where somehow Jack realised it was Scott Thrower, his old friend from the Time Agency, sort of made him a bit older, put him in charge of Torchwood 4 for a year. That's how I see it.
Oh, I see. All right. So he wasn't one of the 12.
Okay.
He wasn't one of the 12.
He was meant to be. In the comics, he is meant one of the 12. But I think that within the rights of Children of Torchwood and Children of Earth, if Captain Jack sort of replaced one of the children with another one, I think it could be allowed.
I see. Yeah, that's fine.
So that's my idea. Is that Scott Thrower was initially one of the 12, replaced, but
that makes sense.
Anyway, Integral, which was written in 2018. Yeah. So it picks up with Scott Thrower 21 years later. Well, or just a year or so after the end of the Real World, because there's a time jump at the end of the Real World.
Yeah.
Whose night was that?
That was night.
Alright. So Scott Thrower is now a successful businessman. He's got a chain of nightclubs. He's got a 21-year-old son. Everything's going for him. Until one night, one of his old friends from the Time Agency, another rogue time agent, turns up out of the blue, Amadeus, and he's got a secret little plan stirred up.
Yeah.
And because Torchwood, so what? No, he claimed. So sorry, I'm meant to be making this again, but then it totally went out of my head. Then again, sorry.
Don't worry about it.
Amadeus,
I totally know what's going on because I'm involved.
Yeah, you've read it. You
can't say that I'm involved. Yeah, I read it, and I'm involved in it in some capacity. So yeah, I know what's happening. So if you make any mistakes, and I do.
Well, no, I know it all anyway. So Amadeus, it turns up he's a rogue time agent, but he's posing. Well, he's not really posing. He is. He's the leader of Torchwood 1. So he's the leader of Torchwood 1 in the 80s. And so he turns up saying there's been some signals here. So obviously Scott Thrower stayed in Rainbow Valley, which is the setting of the Real World. Yeah. Which
Rainbow Valley is also set of something else.
No, that isn't what I'm laughing about. What I'm laughing about is that I basically married myself. So at the end of
Sorry.
at the end of the real world, there's a receptionist character called Rachel, who Scott Thrower meets. And he says, "Oh, I'll take you for a drink." I voice Scott Thrower and Rachel, so I'm doing this really feminine voice. Oh yeah, of course, Mr. Thrower, of course. And that was the voice for Rachel.
Enough.
And so that was the exchange between those two. And then, because obviously Scott Thrower, for the story to move forward as it does, as you know, Thomas, he had to be married. He's got a child. He had to be married, so he was married to Rachel, who he met there. Yeah. So that means he's stuck in Rainbow Valley, which also means that the real world. Spoiler alert again for the. Sorry, I keep going back and forward with this. So the real world itself is a portal to another dimension, and we never saw what was on the other side of the real world in the 2016 episode.
Yeah.
In Integral, we do see what it is.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Yeah, and so, but for the last 21 years in Integral, that portal's been giving off Artron energy. And so Torchwood 1's picked up on that, and Amadeus has picked up on that, and he knows that something's not right there. Someone didn't close that portal. So, turns up, poses as Thrower's friend at first, before turning the table saying, right, I want you to work with me, I'll work with Torchwood. Something happens, which I'm not going to spoil all of it, of course, where another old friend in inverted commas of Scott Thrower's turns up, Simon Howells, and from there further on it's revealed just what exactly the experiments that was referenced in the real world was, and where the real world actually led to, which was Telos.
Ooh.
Exactly.
I like this direction.
It was Telos post Attack of the Cybermen, pre-Silver Nemesis.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
If you know you can't do it, then you know what happens.
80s Cybermen, 80s Torchwood.
That's a fantastic marriage into kind of 80s.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty
and it's
inspiring. I don't know a good comment for it, but this sounds really good.
You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that there's quite a lot of emotional scenes within Integral. Especially now, having had some things happen to me in my own life, some of it's really quite nice and emotional. But,
I could understand.
Yeah. Especially towards the end, especially, which I might rewrite the ending. Just a little bit, not completely, just tweak a little bit. But yeah, that's. I don't really know if I should talk any more about it because I don't want to spoil it because there's quite a few little surprises in there.
Yeah.
But of course,
I know. If
people want to listen to it, I want them to enjoy it. You know, so.
I do have this thing to say.
Just don't go off everything that I've said because I've probably not explained it as well as I could have. But hey ho.
I do have this question: is it good?
Mm-hmm. I think so. I think so. I'm quite proud of it.
That's good stuff, man. Hopefully,
ask Thomas. Thomas has read it.
Do you think it's good?
Thomas has read it.
Nice.
Yeah. It was good when I read it. I felt last year. I do know a lot of what you mean, but again, it's just like if you want me to go by detail, I can't remember. But I do know, about the Telos thing and that, and it was pretty good. Yeah, it was something different for once, and I really liked it. Yeah, it was.
That was the intention. I didn't want to be another fan audio. I mean, yes, there's quite a bit of fan service in there,
Oh yeah,
but I wanted it to sort of be original, and
Understand.
Yeah.
I've also tried. So some of the character-based stuff, I've tried to base it as much in the real world and portray it as realistically as I could, But if that makes sense.
Well, yeah. So, like, is there some? I got a question because I asked this to a lot of people recently, but like, is there certain writing style you go under? Like, yeah.
I don't know. I know that I'm better at dialogue than I am stage directions or audio directions and descriptions of things. Ask me to describe anything, I can, but you ask me to write dialogue, I can do it.
Yeah.
I think
I
think it's because I think visually. So if I'm listening to an audio, I picture it in my head, and when I'm writing something, I picture it in my head then.
Yeah.
So that's why when I'm describing something, I can't really describe anything that well, because how I might describe it may sound completely different to what it actually is, and so I'm always conscious of that. So that I apologise for.
Don't apologise. I had the same problem. Well, not exactly the same problem. I struggle with growing it out, like it's making it fleshed out. For example, I know I've told Thomas a few times, I can write a good plot, a good story, but I can't. It always ends up too short. For example, my current one I'm working on is I'm on page 13, and I'm praying to get 20 pages. And all that.
I'm always praying to get like 30, and the problem is I always write to my average now. If it was like 20, I always write to the average 20, and then I kind of give up at the end after that because it's just like I just feel like you can't. In the olden days, I used to kind of write really kind of short stuff because I felt like if you just wait around, nobody's gonna like it. Nobody's gonna stay for waiting around. And then it turns out, kind of like when I started writing a lot more dialogue and writing a lot more kind of waiting around scenes, people like that because the characters could get a bit more into it in that. And that's. But the thing is now, I always write to like an average of 20, and when I do, I feel very disappointed because I still don't think that's enough, really. The 20 is a good average because it means you can get like a 20-minute thing out of 20 pages if you can. It depends on editing skills and that, but I honestly just want more because it means like you get more content, you get more chances of more character development and that, you get more sort of into an episode and that.
Something that I struggle with, and I've got to thank Nathan Carter for this advice. As you said, 1 page is a minute, and also a very good tip which I follow. And I know you probably do as well, but always do something that's achievable. Don't go out and buy like 40 different movies now. So,
especially when you're doing like fan films and that. Don't do something that you can't really achieve. Like you've got to have your own budget. You have your own ambitions and that. And I tend to write stuff that you can definitely just do on a bit of a short shoestring budget and that, and then kind of work from that.
Joe Lidster, who wrote several Sarah Jane Adventures and wrote Torchwood, A Day in the Death, and other audios and things like that. He once gave me a good piece of advice. Said, if you're writing an audio, don't do end of the world, huge invasion stories. Keep it self-contained if you can. Keep it small. The stakes are high, but keep it grounded and keep it a bit more contained.
I understand. I do understand. Which is another thing I'm doing. Again, with the achievable line, I only really have four characters in it in this upcoming special, which I'm not doing.
Yeah. What I try to do when I write something is I try to hit the ground running. So there's always the first scene, and then which is normally the pre-title scene. Then the second scene, that's it. You're in the story. That's it. There's no long setup. You're in. You're straight in, and then everything happens there.
Yeah.
hey, that might not be to everyone's taste. That's just what I like to do. I'd rather skip the boring bit, get straight into the action.
Yeah, exactly what I used to do, but that kind of just made me a little bit more. It made me more disappointed when they came short for me. It was just like, you see this, and sorry.
Yeah, sorry, go on.
It's like when you found the project that was kind of short, you kind of go afterwards and just think like, totally, this could have been a bit longer if I could have like expanded this and that, and you expand more of the characters and that, you expand the dialogue and that, and you just it just makes it all better. And
that's the thing. So the first couple of scenes of Integral, I tried to keep, even though the first scene is just. It's just a reunion between old friends. They're just sat in a living room having a cup of tea.
Yeah.
But I try to keep it keep that scene on its toes. And there's tension, and you can feel the tension. You can sense the tension in the writing. These are characters that they were once friends, but they don't like each other anymore. Both of them know that something's up with the other one. Neither of them are being truthful with each other.
It's an interesting way to go about it.
Good stuff, lad.
Yeah.
Which we shit, it's gone up my head. Thomas, you need to take over quick. Ask a question.
All right.
You think of it again.
Okay. Let's go on to Jimmy Goodchild, because I feel like we've been talking about Torchwood. I want to go on about Jimmy Goodchild because I like Jimmy Goodchild. A lot of people I think have definitely come from Jimmy and his wacky adventures and that. And I'm just thinking, like, do you still like the series? Do you still enjoy doing it, or do you think it's like a bit of a burden on you now, and it's like it's become too famous for you to kind of control and that?
It's not that it's become too famous. It's that some of it I regret making. Some of it I regret making. Some of it I enjoy.
Yeah.
Do I like making it anymore? Not really.
Oh, okay.
I like doing, when it comes to the main series such as Goodchild Legacy. It's because I messed it up for myself. When I made part 2, I didn't properly think through the 2 stages, and this is where you learn from your mistakes. Everything in life.
Yeah.
If you make a mistake, you learn from it. I've definitely learned from this. I know never to make the same mistake again. If I'm going to plan a trilogy out, I plan it out thoroughly now. There's a beginning, a middle, and an end. That's it. Nothing can change what happens. With part 2 of the Goodchild Legacy, so the Goodchild Legacy was what was meant to be the big finale, even though it's dragged on more than a year now. The first episode was Christmas 2018, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
So, then part 2 was out in, I think, May last year.
Yeah.
It was.
No. I think it was even longer than that. I think it might have been June or July. So yeah.
I don't know.
I think I remember it coming around, and because I was involved with I think part 2. Yeah.
I was friends with you when I was making part 2.
Exactly.
And I know at the time, I didn't enjoy making part 2.
Yeah,
there was a few lads were making it, and but I know a lot of people didn't enjoy part 2. The opening sequence is really good. There's some good moments, but it was the way it was filmed and the people who filmed it. As horrible as that sounds, because in some of the shots, you can hear them talking and laughing behind the camera.
Yeah. It's a bit
like, come on.
It should be a bit more professional. Even though the series is a bit unprofessional, anyways. Like
the whole aesthetic of it is meant to be that it's half-assed. It's because that reflects Jimmy's personality. He never puts 100% into anything. He just oh, that'd be fine. He doesn't really care. He doesn't have a sense of effort. But then making part 3, I know what I want to do with part 3. But of course, before it was a case of getting everyone together. and some people saying, no, I don't want to do it. Okay, yeah, I'll do it. I'll be in it. Okay. Then there's and then we come up with scenes like, oh yeah, we could do this scene. We'll do this scene. This song's got to be in it. We'll put this song in it. Oh, this song would be good for the concluding part. What a great ending this would be. What another great ending. And you have all these ideas, and you write them all down. And then you think, right, I've got too many good ideas for one episode.
Yeah.
And I've got to get everyone else to comply with what I want. Which, with the people who I film it with, it's not an easy thing to do. No. They're very stubborn people. But if they find it funny and they enjoy it and they have, I think the main thing for them is if they have a laugh. If they're having a laugh when they're making it, that's all right for them. Whereas for me, yes, it's the same for me, but it's also got to make sense of the story. It can't just be some random thing, you know.
Yeah, it can't be random mess. They say.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Like part two was a mess, a major mess.
Yeah.
So, but with part three, there's some good scenes in there. There's a good chunk filmed in London. So we filmed that on a day trip to London in December. So that's all in there. There's the wedding scene as well. The infamous long-awaited wedding scene.
Yes.
Between my brother Mildred and a body pillow.
Yes.
So, yeah, then I got one of my friends who keeps saying, "You're still going to do part 3, yeah? You're still going to do part 3?" I'm like, yes, I'm still going to do part 3. 1, when lockdown's over now, but 2, when I get everyone together and everyone's on the same page.
Yeah.
And I feel the motivation to actually deal with them.
The problem with this lockdown is some people may have one kind of one mindset, and then they'll probably have the other come the end of the lockdown and that. Yeah. I mean, they might be free to do it.
For me at the moment, right now, at this moment in time, everything's on my mind, you know? Everything's just heavy. But everyone's going for the same thing. But as you're right, this lockdown could change people's opinions on everything.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah. I was sort of thinking in the sense that they might think, oh, doing Jimmy Goodchild's a good thing and that, and we want the part 3 in that. But then when it comes out, when the lockdown comes down, it's like they don't want to do it anymore. They want to kind of get on with their lives. I've got that sort of same kind of thing at the moment, where before the lockdown, I was interested in doing a lot of projects and that, and I just felt really kind of motivated to do a lot of more stuff. But now, because of the lockdown, I feel really I just want to get back onto my own life and kind of I want to get a job now, so I've just left a lot of stuff. Yeah,
it's actually helped us realise and reflect on ourselves and what we should be doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The thing is, for me, I think.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
For some people it's madness, some people it's just realisation.
Yeah. And for me now especially, I feel that I've got bigger fish to fry. There's more important things.
Yeah.
There always is, unfortunately.
Yeah. But I think that I matured in regards to Jimmy Goodchild a long time before the others have. So I realised quite a while ago, I thought, I don't enjoy doing this anymore. But the others still kind of enjoy it. They still get something from it. And so I enjoy it. I do enjoy part of it, but it's the whole process of it and getting everyone together. It's because it feels unprofessional, and it is unprofessional, You just feel.
I totally see where you're coming from. It's just easy to get people involved.
Yeah, and it's draining. And that's what's taken most of it out of me. That's what makes me think, is it worth it? But then I think, I've got these scenes in my head. It's going to be good, and that's what I'm taking with it. I'm pushing through it because I know part 3 will be good. I know people will enjoy it. and I got a feeling some people may cry at the last scene.
Yeah. So will part 3 totally be the last, or will you kind of
It will
continue
totally
on
be the last. It will totally 100% conclude it.
All right. Well, yeah, of course it will be sad because we've gotten used to these characters over. Well, for some of us, for me, it's been about a year or so. But like for some of us,
for
it
me,
has been over years.
This year, I would have been playing Jimmy Goodchild 5 years. 5 years I've been playing. Because it started off. It started off on those GTA videos in 2015.
Yeah.
So 5 years of playing that character. Yeah, I know, it's scary, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm getting old.
And so I enjoy writing for the character. That's another thing, though. I enjoy writing for it, and I enjoy performing it. But sometimes it could be a bit of a drag when you're working with others who aren't quite feeling it the same, and they don't have the same
passion
image of it. Yeah, and passion. So me, I dedicate myself to it. When I'm playing Jimmy Goodchild, I'm not Connor Allen. I'm Jimmy Goodchild.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, all traces of me,
boom, gone.
All traces of me have gone. I'm not. When I sit, that's why I could sit there and watch Jimmy Goodchild. It's because that's not me. That's not me. I'm watching Jimmy Goodchild. Whereas with the others that they're watching, when they're watching themselves, they're watching themselves.
Yeah.
A lot of the people who have appeared in Jimmy Goodchild episodes are just playing slightly exaggerated versions of themselves.
Yeah.
In fact, all of them are. All of them are playing slightly exaggerated versions of themselves.
Yeah, well, obviously, I don't think everybody's crazy as all of them. Well, some of them could be. I know some people who are as crazy as they are as the personas. So it just tends to be. Yeah.
Ask me, and I will tell you.
I won't. I won't. Just not to blame and shame.
Not on stream. Not on stream anyway.
Yeah, but, that'll be for the daily. That'll be for the Daily Bulge.
I'll bring that back. I listened to that. That's funny.
Oh yeah, exactly. Daily Bulge. Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
They're a mess. They're a proper mess. And I'm usually drunk for them anyway. So.
I'm not surprised. Sorry, why am I laughing?
That's true. I'm usually drunk. I'm usually drunk when I make a Daily Bulge. That's probably why I'm so laid back with them. That's probably why I can put up with them when we're making that.
Alright, getting over to stop laughing, so continue talking.
Yeah, so like some elements of Jimmy Goodchild, I will love it. So if I'm thinking, I could set this scene for that music, or I can write an autobiography of Jimmy Goodchild, because Jimmy Goodchild, his character, I think anyway, in my own opinion, of course it could be biased, it could just be biased for me, but I think he's got a good character and a good story behind him, a good backstory, but a funny one. I think his life's funny and tragic at the same time. Why's everyone gone quiet on me?
I'm trying to think of what to say. I think
I just don't like it. I don't like being like too interruptive, so that's why. Because the last time I was a bit too kind of interrupting Nathan and that, and I felt.
No, that's right. Interrupt all you like. Interrupt all you like. Feel free. I'm here on this podcast.
Really. Yeah.
I'm here on this podcast. I haven't really got much to sell apart from myself.
We didn't think to sell, obviously, because we had.
If this is the first time people are aware of me, I must sound like some sort of God knows what, But
this is a good question. I know we asked Nathan this in the last episode. But there's someone who hasn't listened to your audios or watched Jimmy Goodchild. What would you say to tell them to go watch it?
Sorry?
Is there anything that you would say?
Yeah.
I can't answer. I think you've got it better than me.
Basically, he's trying to say, for first time people who are kind of check you out on that, what would you tell them to convince them to go watch it? Like, because
If they
I
want
can't
a
remember.
laugh.
I can't remember how the way you convinced me. It might have been you or Robert, but I think it might be more Robert.
If they want a laugh,
Mm-hmm.
and they want to see someone who puts effort into, not that anyone else here doesn't. I mean, there's a few people who I know personally that don't put effort into their videos, but I won't go into that. But if you want something,
What are you talking about?
none of you guys is
No, I
someone
was
who's
just messing with you.
No, I know the same. Yeah.
Sorry, I've lost my train of thought now. If they want entertainment, they want a laugh, and they want to watch videos with a bit of effort put in behind them, go to my channel.
There's your advice, people.
And
Go watch his
if they
person.
want,
He's a good friend
you know,
as well.
I'm
He
a good
is,
man.
yeah.
I may not be funny as myself, but as Jimmy Goodchild, I like to think I'm quite funny.
Oh, well, yeah.
I think you're quite funny.
There's always good aspects.
I'm just cynical in myself. I'm just cynical.
I'd say you're more quite funny in the sort of the what you call it, the deadpan kind of way. Like you can totally get a laugh out of kind of like something strange in your normal life. That's what I think. Like instead of something strange.
Oh yeah, I can.
In a strange
I can be observational. I can poke fun at myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can poke fun at myself, and I like to poke fun at myself. I'd rather poke fun at myself than give someone else a chance to do it for me. So
I can see where you're coming from. I've made memes myself.
That's how I see it.
Yeah.
So that's what with Jimmy Goodchild. With Jimmy Goodchild, there's a lot of expressionism that I put within it as well. So some of it is consciously done with the over the top stuff I'm on about with Jimmy Goodchild. But
I have a question. I have a question/request to both of you two.
Go on.
Thomas, would you make a Jimmy Goodchild YouTube poop?
You tried.
Ooh. Well. That is a very good question. At the moment, no, because I've kind of left doing that because just because of recent stuff, and I've left doing that kind of stuff anymore. But at the time when I think I met you, Connor, a lot of people were kind of asking me to do it, and I did try doing
good
it.
Times. Good times.
I
Easier times.
I tried doing the first episode, but I just think it's just one of those series where I think, like, as much as you can try and make fun of it, you're in your own way. It's sort of like kind of, I don't know, nullifies the point. It's like you can't
make a comedy out of a comedy. If it's
exactly,
already a comedy, that's the most you can do with it.
You can't make a comedy out of a comedy in that. And already, I kind of think that's definitely in the early episodes of Jimmy Goodchild's Weirdo Weekends and that, and whatever the series is called. What do you prefer the series being called? I call it Weirdo Weekends just because of the first couple of episodes and that. Yeah.
Yeah, call it Weirdo Weekends. Yeah.
Weirdo Weekends. Okay. No, but like the early ones, I think have that kind of YTP kind of sort of. I say that kind of YTP sort of humor about them. It's making, some of them are making fun of like a lot of pop culture references and that, and well, not really.
The early ones, the early ones are definitely more self-aware, and the early ones are more pure. Let's get a laugh out of this. Whereas with up until the last two episodes, so all the Weirdo Weekends episodes, all the Keeping Up the Goodchild episodes, and everything else in between, apart from the Goodchild Legacy. The Goodchild Legacy is a bit more dramatic, but the reason why I made it a bit more dramatic, and that's probably why I don't enjoy it as much, because it's a bit more dramatic, is because it's not filmed as if it was a reality show or a documentary. It's
Right.
It's a TV show. It's just that's its own world.
Yeah.
You know. So it's a bit like a way of comparison. So knowing you with Alan Partridge.
Yes.
That's Alan Partridge in a TV show, which is a TV show.
Yeah.
I'm Alan Partridge is a TV show.
Yeah.
It's there's no. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I lost my train of thought again. It's hard to properly describe that.
You talk about Alan Partridge, of course.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Yeah, because I was thinking more of. I think I said this to you a couple of days ago, maybe a week ago. I think more of The Office because that has definitely more of a. It's got more of a
the early ones,
look to it. It's mockumentary.
I was comparing. Yeah, it was.
It's mockumentary. It's supposed to be filmed sort of like a documentary, but really it's sort of like a bit of a comedy show in the documentary. And
yeah, and then that's where the Goodchild legacy differs from that because it's not that. It's not.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's just its own TV show.
Yeah.
But I'm probably making matters worse when I'm describing it.
No, don't worry.
Yeah.
This is really awkward. Why did I agree to do this?
Just asking the question. No, you like Weirdo Weekends, but you hate Legacy, and that's just because it's a bit too different in that. And I guess if we had to describe it in Doctor Who terms, if we had to describe it or something, it's like the rest the old stuff is like series 1 to 10, and then like the new stuff is sort of like series 11.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what you mean. Yeah.
And part 3 is going to be series 12 when it's a return to form.
Right, I see.
That's how you should see it.
Yeah,
that's how you should see it.
Yeah, I suppose I think I kind of started to ask that question, but I think we've answered this to I think most of everybody that we've asked this, but because have you seen series 12? You watched
I loved it.
Oh, you loved it,
Yeah,
right? Yeah. Because Nathan.
That's what I was Go on.
Because Nathan, our last host, said he'd only watched a couple of them, which is you get those people who kind of go like, oh well, I didn't like it or something like that, and I won't watch it. No.
You're thinking Nathan has but
I'm just happy that my favourite episode of the series, Fugitive of the Jadoon. I got to see them film that. I was there both days when they were filming it.
Yes, I remember.
And I met Jodie Whittaker. And I saw Jo Martin, but I didn't know she was a doctor.
That must be really weird now.
I totally remember that day because you started sending photos about you and in the filming location. I was thinking like, oh, this is probably just some episode that might cut or something like that. And then it turns out when I saw the episode, I was thinking, I know Connor's seen this. Connor's been here and that. I've just been like,
just to the right of that shot is me with my phone out on the to you guys just.
Yeah. I can't remember. Wasn't there a plot you made up, of what you thought was actually there? Because you were there in some of the scenes, but I can't remember. You actually made this kind of plot up, which seemed a lot better than what the episode kind of was. Apparently, you said there's a plot about this this alien, this old woman alien, and then this baby.
Yeah. I thought that. Yeah. No, with I don't even know what the point of that flipping baby was. That was creepy. So, but I'll talk about the old woman first. So I thought that, I think, what was her name, Marcia?
Marcia, yeah.
I saw all of that, and they shot that about 20 times. Which, of course, if you're familiar to TV and film, you're aware they shoot things over and over again. But when you see it happen like that in person, and you see them doing it, you realise just how long it is. It's not like, okay, get back into position, we'll go straight again. No. There's a whole 10 minutes while they're setting it all up again. It's crazy. But I thought that she was the alien and that's why she got shot. But obviously it wasn't. She just aggravated a Jadoon.
Skull.
And then with the baby, so there's that bloke. There's the bloke with the pram. And you see him in one of the shots where the Jadoon's interrogating them. And you see the pram. But where they're all running to and from places when the Jadoon starts firing and shooting people. So where I was stood, the bloke with the pram with the baby in it ran straight towards me, and he stopped right in front of me where they had the tape. So there was literally the tape dividing me from the pram and the bloke. And I saw into the pram, and I saw this fake baby, and it was really disturbing. Really disturbing. It's not like they just got some sort of whatever, baby Annabelle or whatever they call it. It was a fake baby, but the skin of it was all done in latex, so it looked like a real baby. It just looked like a dead baby. It was horrible. Horrible.
That sounds horrible. Yeah.
It was really
I remember when those photos came around. You said about this plot, and apparently that was going to be sort of it, but it was nothing like the episode. I had that for months. I literally had that for months because I knew I was going to do something about it. And kind of when I had to do a review of it, I kept thinking, "Oh, it's going to be the plot that Connor talked about." I've obviously got this down. And then when I saw it, I was just like, "This is nothing like." I was gobsmacked. I was like, "What the hell is this episode?" And like, how can I kind of say anything about it?
If only I knew. If only I knew.
Yeah. Again, you only knew little bits of it, so exactly.
Yeah.
Am I right in saying that when you were down when it was filming, it was episode 6 and not episode 5 because there was a lot.
It was episode 6 and not episode 5 at that point in time. Yeah.
Exactly, because I remember at one point there was like it had been swapped apparently, that the episodes had been swapped. So 6 and 5 had been swapped, and it was. I wanted to know if that was true or not.
Yeah, it was true. Yeah.
Interesting. Do you know why they switched it up? Sorry for being out of the loop of this, but
still. No idea. Mm-hmm. But still, I managed to meet Jodie Whittaker that day. Way. On one of the days, it was on the second day.
Hey, you still got it regardless.
Well, yeah. One of my mates didn't get a photo, but I did. And he was waiting there. He was waiting there longer than I was. So, nice. I did feel bad, but then again, it was because I had a business exam that day. The day that Jodie was there filming. The day Jodie was there filming, and so it was the break time, and someone else who went to my school was in year. Of course, I was in year 12 at that point. He was in year 13. And Billy, he posted on Twitter that he'd got a photo with Jodie Whittaker, and I was like, she's out taking photos. And I ran into the library annex where we all hung out. And I was like, Connor, they're taking photos. And then he didn't have any lessons for the rest of the day. And so he got up, signed out reception, got the bus straight into town, and was sat there waiting all day. And he said, I'll see if I could get you something signed. But I'm getting a photo. I was like, okay. And he was there all day. Then I did my exam, come home, and I said to my dad, I said, they're still filming. And apparently they finish at about, I think 8 o'clock was the time they said that they're finished. And I was like, so there might be a chance of me getting a photo. He said, well, why don't you get the bus into town then? And I was like, all right then. And so I did. Got changed, bus straight into town. And I was only waiting there about 3/4 of an hour. And then they said, right, Jodie's going to come out now, guys. She can't sign anything, but she'll happily take photos with you. And honestly, I felt so bad for Jodie Whittaker.
Why?
Because basically everyone was crowding around her. She must have felt so, uncomfortable. Because everyone was crowding around her trying to get a photo. Jodie. Although one thing that I do admire her for was she said, right, where's the little ones? And she prioritised that all the little kids that were there to see her would get a photo of her.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really nice. Yeah. So I said, that's the Doctor. That's what the Doctor is. That's what the Doctor does. So.
Yeah. And when watching Series 12, did that kind of like really? Did it really kind of like I don't know. I don't think we ever got your thoughts about Series 11. Like, was it like better than Series 11? Was it worse? I thought it was better in places, worse in others.
Oh God, it was so much better than Series 11. So much better.
Yeah, it did feel more like Doctor Who.
Apart from Orphan 55. Don't start me on Orphan 55.
I defend Orphan 55.
I've always said that Praxeus just like was like
Praxeus and Orphan 55. Not for me.
For me, Praxeus just like it gave me nothing. And when you get an episode that kind of gives you absolutely nothing, blank, just whatever, you honestly, I feel like it just didn't. And I've had many episodes which just kind of enraged me in that, like Clear Her and the Rebel Flesh and Almost People and that. But it's just like it's just sad to see an episode like that where you just kind of feel empty from watching it.
Yeah, I've had that with several episodes. Quite a few episodes have made me go like that. Which episodes there was? I can't remember which episode of Series 7 it was. I'll come back to that. In the Forest of the Shite, that one made me genuinely angry.
Yeah, it is a bit of shite.
Oh God, it's terrible. It's dreadful.
What are you going to get?
No More. Sleep No More. Nightmare in Silver. That's the one from Series 7. Nightmare in Silver. Nightmare in Silver, in the Forest of the Shite, Sleep No More, and there was one in Series 10. Actually, was
Extremis?
Yes, that's the one. Yeah. Although I did like some bits. That wasn't as bad. That wasn't as bad.
I thought
it was Pyramid at the End of the World that I didn't like. Pyramid at the End of the World.
Yeah, that was a bit of a weird.
I tend to disagree. I've always disagreed with this because I thought Extremis was just like it was sort of like Praxis where it kind of gave me nothing, but it gave me just like that sense of boredom, and then it kind of wasted an episode for me. And then I was just like, when Pyramids came out, I was just like, all right, it gives me something at least.
It just all feels like filler. It's just filler.
Yeah, exactly. But about Sleep No More, I'm very sorry to say, but I love Sleep No More. I don't love it. I like it. Sorry. Why did I just say I love Sleep No More? I don't like it. I don't know why. I rewatched that episode one day and I just really started to kind of like it for some reason. It's just I get what everybody means, but just I like it. And that.
Fair enough.
But totally with your series.
Their opinion.
Yeah. Totally with your Series 7 and 8 opinions, I do agree with. Yeah, I mean, if getting the voice of Peppa Pig in the Forest of the Shite wasn't bad enough, the episode itself
was
just.
Was she?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, she was. Yeah. Totally, you could hear one of the kids sound like fucking Peppa Pig, and I'm just like,
that was weird for me.
Yeah, it was. It's like, and wasn't that the episode where they got like Doctor Who fan art?
Oh my God, you were right. You're right. Yeah, of course. Yeah, just Googled it.
Oh, it's one of the weird things that you find out about.
I didn't even. Oh God, that makes it even worse.
Yeah.
Lols.
Yeah. I'm just reminded of this one guy, the Doc 11th from like ages ago, who did this about like Peppa Pig and that, and that's where I come from when I just hear about Peppa Pig and that and Cadicarus. Yeah.
In a moment, we've been given special permission to watch the new Nathan Carter Series 4 trailer, which I'm getting ready.
Oh.
It's not public yet, but we can.
It's
we can
exclusive.
Watch it here.
It's an exclusive.
Yeah, it's exclusive.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Just before we start, Con, have you ever watched any Nathan Carter stuff?
I haven't, but I'm intending to at some point.
Do it.
Yeah,
This is the perfect time to start because it was getting re-released as a remaster.
Yeah, I'm totally at the moment going through Series 2 and that, and I totally like it. Yeah, I don't even mind Series 1 and that. It's just like, okay, the first episode I remember the part where in the podcast last time, I was like, I remember that bit where I kind of laughed hardest, but this time I didn't really laugh as much. I just was like, yeah, I get it. But like series 1, I liked some of it. It really did feel very Jamie Carroll-esque as well. Yeah.
Because he wasn't a Matt Smith or Tennant clone. His own thing.
Bits and pieces of the dialogue I've realised are a little bit the Matt Smith and sort of Tennant, but it wasn't. I will agree, he wasn't like a Tennant clone in that. Like Tennant clones, I think. Well, no, Matt Smith clones, I think, are kind of worse ones, except for Zane. And I wouldn't even call him a Matt Smith clone. I'd call him.
Yeah, there's a reason for it.
Yeah, because he's expanded the Doctor in that. Not really, you know.
I'm just getting the thing up because it's going to take a while because this laptop is dying.
Yeah.
But when is there anything else you wish to talk about, Conrad, before we move on?
No, I'm happy. I'm happy with what we talked about. As such.
All right.
Just know that Goodchild Legacy Part 3 is coming. And same as
coming never. Sorry.
The same as don't jinx it, please. The same as Torchwood and Integral.
Yeah. I just want to see Torchwood and Integral
as well as my episode for Liam Egan series.
Oh yeah. I just want
and also,
I know because I like it and I really like it. I was surprised it didn't come out last year and that. So there you go.
Yeah. Also, a little side note. I was talking to Thomas a bit before. This went on air. I'm sort of writing a fictional autobiography for Jimmy Goodchild. So, and if I finish that, I'm just doing that in my free time, just because it's entertaining and it's actually giving me a laugh when I'm writing it. So, if I ever finish that, there is a way of me publishing it via Amazon. And so, if people are interested, I will actually do that, and you will actually be able to own a physical hard copy book of Jimmy Goodchild's autobiography, which just the thought of that brings joy to my heart.
It sparks joy into the hearts of the whole universe.
I'm trying to think of one of those kind of autobiographies where it's sort of the same thing. Like you got to kind of it's more of the character than it is the writer in that.
There's I know there's an Only Fools and Horses one for Del Boy.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, I've read that one.
Yeah. So it's going to be like that.
It is a strange one. There's a PG Tips Monkey one. Do you remember when the PG Tips Monkey one?
Is there? Oh, I want to get that now. I want to get that.
I had that. I don't know where it's gone now. I think I might throw it out.
Monkey.
Yeah. Vernon K. Not Vernon K. Peter K. Is it Peter K? Was it?
No, it's Johnny Vegas.
Stupid man.
Oh, it's Johnny Vegas. Yes, it's Johnny Vegas. I get them mixed up because they look at it.
That's who I'd love to see in Doctor Who. Johnny Vegas.
Well, he was in Red Dwarf, so there you go.
Yeah, but he was crap in Red Dwarf.
Yeah. Oh, actually, yeah. Talking about Red Dwarf, we haven't really talked about Red Dwarf. What do you think?
Promised Land was brilliant.
Oh, it was. Yeah.
I loved it.
Brilliant, yeah. And it was great to go back to kind of Sorry, it was great to go back to kind of like go back to some of the early stuff that they used to do in that, but still kind of have it like in a movie.
It feels like there was tonally it felt a bit like series 1 to 3.
Yeah.
And then, but with the stakes and everything, it felt a bit like series 7 and 8.
Yeah.
Totally, which series 7 is my favourite series, which is controversial.
Really? I've often kind of...
Tika to Ride is a brilliant. There's some dodgy edits in it, very dodgy edits.
Yeah, of course.
But it's honestly brilliant. Series 7 and 8 of Red Dwarf. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, most of Series 7's really just dodgy. Some of them's got dodgy edits. I mean, like having a couple of episodes without even the title sequence just seems wrong. Like so many levels and that. I mean, like it just really feels wrong. But I get what they were trying to do. You're trying to get to the runtime and that. And I'm just thinking, some bits and pieces everywhere. I think they should have cut it, and you could just put the runtime in there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just.
Well, it won't surprise me. It won't surprise you to know that Series 8 is my favorite series. Unfortunately,
Is it? Series 8 is good. Series 8 is good. It is good.
I'm a defender of Series 8 because everybody goes to Series 8 and they think, oh, it's terrible and that, but I just think it was really good because it was a bit of both. It was a bit of like the old era, a bit of the old stuff, and then it had a bit of the new stuff in it as well, and I just kind of liked it. And that it's just
Crikey TV.
Oh, it's Crikey TV. Yes. Oh, I will agree. Pete was a bit of shit. Like, no.
Yeah.
Like, I think the first half of Series 8 is like really kind of good, but then like Pete was just like a bit shit, and having it 2 parts was just a bit.
Yeah.
But only the good is still good. Yeah, only the good is still good.
And Back in the Red, part 1, 2, and 3.
The Red, yeah. What do you think of Dave Era? Like
Touch
Back
and
to
go.
Earth onwards.
Back to Earth. I enjoyed it when I first watched it, and then on rewatch, on rewatch, I feel like. I mean, I like the concept of it. I love the concept of it, and I love the scenes on Coronation Street.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Series 10, meh.
Yeah, for me, yeah.
Series 11 is good.
For me, yeah. All right, that's fine.
And Series
no, for me,
it
depends on which kind of season. Like Back to Earth was good. Series 10 was good. Series 11 was a bit meh, and Series 12 was sort of all over the place, really, because I liked bits and pieces of it, and then other episodes like. I don't mind Time Wave. I actually less liked what was the one where it was about the election and that?
Oh, I can't remember.
That was. I'm gonna get this wrong. It might be Macroxy. I don't know.
Siliconia.
No, that's the one with the Crichton. That's the one with the mechanoids and that, and I like that one, but it's the other one. It's the one with the election where I kind of thought it was a bit too like on the nose, as we say.
Right.
Oh, Skipper was really good. That was the alternative universes one. I honestly, that was. That rocked me socks off. I actually haven't seen all of it. There's one episode I've never seen, which is Can of Worms. I think that's the only one I've never seen.
Oh yeah, I can't remember it clearly. Any of the Dave era stuff. I remember some episodes, and some episodes are just really forgettable.
I can remember a lot. I can remember a lot of it. It's just Series 11 is the one I think I can't remember a lot of. Yeah, 12 I can, 10 I can. Anything else like Back to Earth or the Promised Land I can, but it's just like Series 11 really kind of bumps like around.
When I met Chris Barry and I met Danny John Jules as well.
Yeah.
I met him as well, but I didn't get a photo or autograph of him. It's because one of my mates wanted to see him. I did speak to him. But I wanted to meet Chris Barry more than any of the others. So it was nice. Chris Barry was really nice.
Did you talk to him about the British Empire?
I did. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
And he did the voice.
I've never seen the British Empire.
He did the voice. No, Carol. Yeah. British Empire's actually really. It's like some episodes are trash, but it's actually really quite funny. It's really out there. It's really, some of the humour's really ridiculous and out there.
I might watch it. It depends really, because I've heard good and bad things about it. It's just like I don't know.
That's because it's touch and go with some of it.
Yeah.
Then again, a lot of series are so.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like, I don't know. Again, as I said, like I like the UK Office. I like Spaced. Spaced is a really good series.
Yeah, Spaced. Yeah.
Oh, Spaced. I was watching that a couple of days ago.
Sorry, people, but due to StreamYard being annoying, I've had to go on my other PC. I have to install Chrome just to share audio.
That sounds terrible.
Because yeah, let's face it, we need to find better streaming sources. I'm gonna say that.
Twitch. Stream on Twitch.
Well, actually,
We're not using Twitch.
How did you know what to get Google Hangouts working again? Because I can never.
You need to use OBS, but that's a risky move.
Ah, right.
Because if you do that, you're going to end up showing the link to the thing as well. I think that is more risky than this.
Yeah. Like you could totally not see the link to this. Yeah.
Which is a shame, really.
We've tested it. Nobody's really joined since it started.
Well, that's because we've done it unlisted and privately. So good job. Good stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so we'll be watching the trailer. It might be public by that time, but oh well. we're gonna show it and talk about it. Which
I don't think we need. I don't think we need to cut anything really, because. Oh, sorry,
Connor. Hopefully, this trailer gets you interested in what's to come.
Oh, sure it will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The good thing about this one is we really had just before we start. Connor, do you want to have this one, like this stream before it goes public? Because
do I want to what?
We had to cut a couple of bits and pieces out of the last one. Do you want anything cut out of this? Do you want anything like not say anything like that? Because
the awkward bit when I do the Daily Bold stream at the beginning can be edited out if you like.
We don't have to get rid of that. We don't.
You sure? Because the start of it was pretty awkward.
That's fine. No, that's fine.
Let's face it. Every podcast starts pretty awkward. Let's be real.
Yeah. I mean, our last one.
You want people to be entertained, and
yeah. I mean, our last one, the best one, started off very awkward in that. So it
took us a while, and
yeah.
I don't want to say Nathan was uncomfortable. It just took us a while to get a foot of what we're doing.
Yeah, it really wasn't until about an hour in, and I've ended up watching it a couple of times. It only starts an hour in where really I think we kind of get into our stride with Nathan and that, and hopefully the next one we do with Nathan. We'll
it's just that this one's been terrible.
It's not been terrible. Honestly, I feel like this one's been less terrible than before because we haven't had to stop for a lot of conversations and that we haven't had a lot of awkward moments and that. I think the last one had a little bit of awkward moments, to be honest, and this one hasn't really. And it hasn't been like the one before that one where it was like everybody was talking and we just didn't know when to stop.
Yeah, that was a bit of a shame.
Yeah, it's not their fault. Universal's it's not their fault because
they're quite enthusiastic. You can tell
they are quite enthusiastic and they're quite.
The comments is also a bit of a shit show, I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
that's quite funny. Seeing Jean just talk about all the rubbish.
Yeah,
and if they're watching, I'm sorry.
Yes, I think you've just lost 2 subs now.
Ha ha ha.
No, come back.
Yeah, to be fair, I want more subs.
We'll put you back. We'll put you back on, guys. Trust me, we'll be like last time.
Yeah,
come back. They've got quality content.
Come back if they want.
They've got quality content now because I'm here. Hey.
Yeah, I don't do quality content anymore. R.I.P.
Yes, you do. Yeah. Shush.
No, I don't. I've left. How's the trailer going? Is it? Are you getting set up still?
No, I still have to wait till Chrome to bloody install and the internet's being slow.
That's just great, isn't it?
My internet is either really good or really bad.
Mine's really bad, just always.
I think everyone's internet's bad at the moment, just because of everyone that's using it.
Well, exactly. Yeah.
It's just, you kind of... And the stream not being pretty stupid for not sharing. To be
honest, when this lockdown wasn't wrong, this lockdown wasn't on, I had about 3 bars of Wi-Fi. Now I've always had about 2 bars, and I don't know why. I just don't think
everyone using it.
Yeah.
It won't be long, so one of the big providers will just completely cut off, and everyone who's connected to them.
I just think the power's going to be cut off one day, and we're just going to be like, who's going to go over to the power station and turn it back on again?
And someone flick the switch.
A good idea is you're gonna wonder why he's gone to the toilet.
He's gone to the toilet and he just stopped.
That's probably why it happens. He's gone to the toilet.
Yeah, I might ask about that. Like, is there actually anybody who just like stays there in a building watching the power and that, or do they just keep it on automated?
I guess we'll never know.
No.
Well, I guess you can, because you can just ask somebody.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you got something
Okay, I'm
with
just
it?
getting.
Huh?
It's installed. I'm just setting. I'm just getting the final things ready.
Alright, okay. Alright.
Just got to get StreamYard. It's gonna be just my screen, just that you'll see. It'll appear.
Alright.
Well, hopefully we can all get into this.
I feel very tired now. I don't know why.
Early night for you, is it, Thomas?
No, it won't be. I've got a lot of stuff to do after this. Trust me. I didn't even know why we're doing this actually, because trust me, this has been a bit of a stressful day so far, and I just feel like I'm abandoning these group of people, which I shouldn't be abandoning because
No, your education's one point.
just reasons. And if you're guessing which,
Yeah, but I
told you which people.
Can't you just do it in the morning?
Well, yeah, exactly. I could just do it in the morning, but to be honest, I think as much as we can get it done like tonight, the less we've got to do later on. Nah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Exactly.
Sorry, I just yawned on the stream.
Oh my god, we're all tired.
You might hear us. Okay, let's turn off this when I hear us in the background.
Okay.
Alright. Let's share that.
Yeah.
Not sure if it's appeared yet. Should do now. Let's add that in. Hopefully it works.
Oh, here we go. Something's happening.
You can see it?
Hey. Yeah.
I can see a black screen. Hey, I can see it.
You can see a black screen. Can you quieten down?
No,
now?
I can see it. I can see it now.
Yeah, I'm talking about quieten down so I can play it.
Alright.
Okay, let's get ready. Let's get ready.
Woo.
Alright, ready?
Yes.
Get myself in the background.
I am recording this message so my TARDIS detect danger.
Danger from what?
The one man I've been hiding from my entire life, and now he's back.
I read all the files on him. Vicious man.
Who is it, Doctor?
That's a bit of a silly question. I'm the master. I guess you could say it was all part of the plan to lead you into this trap. A discovery was once made to control rifts in time, and I want that power. If I were to do what you ask me, Queen Nikki, would you let them walk free? That is the offer I am willing to make you. Goodbye, Doctor.
Ooh.
Think of that.
Ooh. Well, it was a bit laggy, like the actual video stream. But from what I actually could see of it, it actually did look really good.
Good, because I want to get as many people into this.
To be honest, I think that gave me a bit of nostalgia because I remember watching the old trailer back in 2016 with some people on that, and I can remember kind of thinking, because that was the trailer that actually got me into. I don't think it was the original. It's just been like a re-edited trailer, something like that. It was just like the original trailer back.
It's a brand new trailer with the new
Right, okay.
as far as I'm aware.
Okay. Well, I totally can't see the new footage, so I can't remember. But I remember the old trailer and that was what kind of got me back into sort of like Nathan stuff and that. And to see that is sort of a bit of like nostalgia in a way. Like it's sort of the reason how you got into the thing, and I just was like, yeah, I totally get this series and that, and it's really good in that. Has there been a date uncovered yet?
Tomorrow you'll see something, and I know the dates for other stuff. And
Okay.
I can't really tell.
Of course,
But,
yeah.
And other than that, did Conady look like you're going to go give it a watch?
Sure thing, yeah.
Good.
Yay.
Sure. I will relay the message to Nathan, and I think he'll be very happy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Can you relay my nostalgia in there one as well? Because I feel like that one really
In fact, I'm going to send him. I'm going to send him this bit and a timestamp to watch.
All right.
But
All right.
do that.
Yeah.
Well,
I promise. Yeah. Yeah. It's just. What's weird is I don't know if it's counts as spoilery because I've only seen up to like about series 2 at this point, so I don't know if anything's spoilery yet. So is that a little bit spoilery or not? I mean,
I would say probably not.
I
That's
know
not
one
too
person's
spoilery.
revealed as the master, but I was guessing he was like already the master. Okay, so
You won't. You might not realise it.
yeah.
Because they look completely different.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So
It's just like
you might
with-
realise, you might not.
It's like I can't remember, but I think it was like with MB and Homeland and that. I don't know if I heard like that guy who was the master first, and then in series 2 because I came into like series 2 and that, and then I kind of watched series 2 and oh, this guy's the master. And I was like, okay then, but I might have already heard like the master's revealed in series 2 and that, and I was like, oh, all right, well, yeah. So it just depends really. So I just wanted to ask if that was a part of it. No.
No, I don't think there's anything too spoilery in that. Gladly, Connor, I hope you watch it. There's a lot of you don't.
I
watch
will.
Don't. Sorry, I feel like I'm nagging, but you know, series 4 doesn't start. You can watch series 1 and 2, 3 because they're all quite good.
Yeah. I might start watching tonight then, if they're right.
Yeah, series 1. Be quick,
yeah.
like it might go. I don't know when it's going down, but like
Oh, right, okay.
they have their issues. It's very 2010. Series 2 is better in terms of visual quality, and the stories are a bit better.
I actually wanted to ask something about about a journey through mine. So when I went through mine, I did series 1, but when I did the series 1 and then the Christmas special, but I was a bit kind of not sure about which kind of specials to go afterwards. Like, should I have watched the comic relief and the Children in Need special afterwards?
I would, but
right, because I was a bit confused about that because I felt like, you know, should I watch them or should I just go straight into series 2 and that? Because they are just specials on that, and it's like it's sort of like kind of this little like bonus things on like this like DVD on the not bonus features. Sorry, there's many bonus episodes that you find on the DVDs and that. It's just like, do you watch them or do you not really kind of watch them?
I watch all the content. So.
Yeah. Well, I only wanted to watch it all just in case it had any significance like later on or something like that. Which I don't know, it might do. There might be this. I know there's one of them that said like, you know, oh, you'll find out in series 2 like what happened here. So I'm going to be like, all right, so I guess that will happen in series 2, and I'll see it and I'll know what happens. So yeah. And I feel like I'm boring people in that, and I feel
Don't worry about it.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I actually feel very tired at this moment.
We're gonna wrap.
I don't know.
I'm thinking of wrapping up anyway because
this is short. Because to be honest, we're usually going for 2 hours and that. And I mean, like,
well, no,
I suppose we can go on for 2 hours. I mean, we can talk about
Whatever. Let me go get a drink. Let me go get a drink because I've got a really dry mouth.
I don't blame you.
Don't go talking about me.
All right. Unbound entertainment. It's very terrible. That was a joke. I didn't mean it. Jimmy
mind, I'm gonna-
Goodchild is. I
I'm gonna
will
go
never
get
let
some
my
as well.
children watch Jimmy Goodchild because it's a terrible series.
Ah.
You didn't hear anything, did you?
Oh, I had enough. I had
Okay.
enough.
it was a joke, man.
I had enough.
It's just-
Thank you.
Oh, it's just a prank, bro. It's just a prank, bro.
Now, do you want to repeat what you said to make sure that I heard what I heard?
I said, as a joke, I said, Unbound Entertainment is terrible, and I will never let my children watch Jimmy Goodchild as he's a terrible role model.
To be honest, I don't blame you. But,
Exactly.
yeah.
And obviously, I did not mean that because Unbound Entertainment is a great channel on that.
It's
And there's
really great.
content.
It's really educational.
Exactly. You learn a lot about a family called Jimmy Goodchild's family, and that.
It's
And you
educational
also-
but fun.
Yeah, you also learn that you can marry body pillows, apparently.
Right. Out of
Okay.
context, that sounds even dodgier than what it already is.
We're gonna have to.
Oops.
We might have to end very soon because I've been told to shut up.
Oh.
Shut up.
Oh.
I can't control when everyone goes to bed.
No, fair enough.
Same here, yeah. Same here.
Well, I might talk quieter. Might not
But
even
we've got a
talk
good
quieter.
1 hour. We've had a good 1 hour 40 out of it. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose. Yeah.
is there anything else you wanted me to talk about quickly, or
That's up to you.
I
No.
don't know. Just.
there's nothing off the top of my head that I can think of?
Yeah. Exactly.
Alright, let's just quickly send this over.
Do you like YouTube hoops? Have you ever watched any?
Yes, they're brilliant.
Yes. All right. I just wanted to know. Just it was just
Yeah.
I was just thinking because I never actually asked this when I was gonna do it.
No,
But,
not the
like,
mind
did you-
probe.
What?
I was quoting a Doctor Who one. No, not the mind probe.
Oh yeah, exactly. No, not the mind probe. Mind probe. I watched them. I watch just a lot of them. Yeah, that's most
Yeah,
of my
yeah.
humor is definitely from
Mastercar.
YCP, yeah.
Mastercar is the. Where's your sense of humour?
yes.
Mastercar's the best
Get
one.
a move on, slow coach.
Sorry.
The Danny Pink one's the best one.
I just love all the Twitter edits they do because like I just saw a recent one of Father's Day and it's just where the master
Get to the
just runs with
church.
feet.
Oh,
No,
that
it's
one,
just
yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I
that
know.
was
I know which one you're on about, yeah.
hilarious. I was just like,
He runs over Pete Tyler, then goes and runs over Clara's. Well, tries to run over Clara's dad.
yeah, exactly. Oh bloody hell! Yeah.
Stuck in a time loop.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
dang it.
I don't know. I'm losing things to say now because I really want to get back to what I was doing beforehand.
Yeah, we
Which
can.
is work.
You can wrap it up then,
We
Matt.
can end.
No,
Oh,
it was
thank-
not. It was not other stuff. It was work
Yeah, well,
because I'm an adult. I'm an adult now, so I can't do this namby-pamby nonsense called content.
He's a big boy.
Exactly. Yes, I'm a big boy.
Big boy.
At the age of, I was born on May the 21st, 1969.
Oh. Good year.
I thought somebody was going to do the. Oh Jesus Christ!
I know. I was going to make the joke. I was going to make the
I
joke.
thought somebody was going to do the hot fuzz joke. So you're 37. Yeah, get out. I actually know somebody else. I know somebody's got that birthday. I know somebody's got that birthday, but they were born like 30 years afterwards. So I'm just like, yeah, exactly.
Do you want to know this?
You're 51.
He's gone to
When's your birthday? February the 22nd. What year? Every year. Get out.
Every year.
Yes.
Bro, that's fair. I need to rewatch
Totally,
this.
I did. Yeah. Oh, I missed the pubs. They're not going to be open till Christmas.
Don't
Oh,
mind me.
Manchester, yeah.
I've had some of the happiest days of my life in the pub.
Yeah. I haven't been one this year.
Yeah,
Haven't been to one this year.
absolutely sloshed.
I just do it in my own home. I do it in my own home because I need. Well, that, my mates. Nice.
Alright, I'm going to wrap up.
Alright.
Okay.
To those who watched, I bless the fact that you watched the whole way through because this is a mess. No offense
Thank
to
you.
everyone.
Well, it's not really a mess. It's just it's abbreviated. It's what we do, but more shorter and that, and it's sort of better paced than that.
We kind of got forced out, sorry.
Yeah. Oh no, it's fine. It's fine.
I'd like to thank Connor for coming on. I know he promised he was coming on, but we got you on. We did get you on.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, yeah. And I've enjoyed speaking more than. I don't know. I never get to speak to you more than for half an hour at this time.
I know.
Yeah. I leave with you're leaving as well, so it's just kind of like it feels very, short and that. But
we were just there for the last 1 hour and 40 minutes.
Exactly.
Boom.
Yes. I don't know who we've got planned for next week. I don't know.
It's Robert.
Next week.
Oh.
Let's just see where
Wrap it up.
things go.
Wrap it up.
I don't know about Robert.
Wrap it up quickly.
If you're watching that, you're going to get told off now.
Exactly.
Alright, Robert. Right.
Yeah. Robert's banned from the Daily Bulge.
Anyway, we're going. Thank you for enjoying this another podcast, and we'll be back next week or in 2 weeks.